Arian Jackson pled guilty for sex trafficking children with force, fraud, and coercion. That is one of the men who trafficked my daughter. I think he is a monster. He had no remorse in court. Jackson was laughing and licking his lips. He had some of his hoes show up to court, and his gang members show up to court, who all thought it was a joke. Arian Jackson received 27 years. This is just Jackson's worldly justice. God is the ultimate judge.
According to court testimony, one of Kristen's sex traffickers, Arian Jackson, kept 12 girls and women in a house in Houston and trafficked them for sex, forcing them to earn $1,000 a day, using drugs, threats, and beatings to get them to comply. And if they came home without that, they would get serious consequences and sent back out until they got what they were intended to earn. Now, Robyn was there the day the judge sentenced this gentleman to 27 years in prison. Now, we reached out to Houston law enforcement, but they declined to comment because Kristen's case is still open. Do you think he knows where she is?
I believe he does. You know, Arian is just the really the beginning of a massive underworld of trafficking. He's just the beginning. They all know each other and they all have the gangs and it's really a organized crime, underground crime.
Yeah. But you say a year after she went missing, the DA found a picture of her on an escort site.
This was Houston DA that sent me this picture.
Okay.
I went to Atlanta to look for her.
Why?
Because in each escort ad, they have one number, and several girls are all linked to one number. Mm-hmm. So we had found the other girls that were listed in the ad with Kristen, and once I got to Atlanta, I couldn't find them, so we called them instead. And in the end, they said they hadn't seen Kristen, and she wasn't there.
Okay. Were some of those girls in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay. So you thought maybe they had moved her there?
Yes, correct.
To maybe make her less recognizable.
Right.
Too hot in Harris County, so
right.
Too many people looking for her.
Yes.
Okay. Do they move these girls around a lot?
Yes. So what we will typically see is, if there's a girl in Houston, within a couple of days, we could find her in Florida. We could find her here in California. Oklahoma, we had a child that in 2 days we found in Oklahoma from Dallas. And so it is very common to see them move them around to these different hubs. So Houston is just one of many.
Now, you say you found 44 out of 45 of these girls. Of those that you find, how many are happy to be found, want to go back home, versus feel the pull and insert themselves back into this dark world?
So there is recidivism in this highly. On average, a victim will actually go back to their trafficker 7 times. And that is because, they believe this trafficker is their boyfriend or they love them. And unfortunately, what we see is a lot of the children, because we recover children, so a lot of these children don't have families. They are products of the system, and so they're in foster care or they're in these horrible group homes. We actually see traffickers sitting outside of one of the group homes right there in Houston, just waiting on these little girls.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.